Good afternoon, once again from the National Weather Service office in Lake Charles. I'm meteorologist Donald Jones. We are coming up on the landfall of Hurricane Francine. The inner eye wall is just now making its way onshore here. And what I wanted to do is just have a live broadcast going so we can actually have the radar view going for those of you who do not have ready access to a near real-time radar, just to give everyone an idea of what's happening and where. I know there are probably a lot of power outages across Vermilion Bay, but if you are still able to receive broadcasts via phone, I wanted to offer an opportunity to have a live radar ongoing. So I'm just going to switch to the radar view. I'm going to talk a little bit here about what's going on, and then I'm just going to actually leave this up here in a live setting for everyone to view periodically. If you have questions, you're welcome to post them, and I'll happily jump in and answer them as I am able. I am working on the latest briefing here, so I'm going to be kind of in and out a little bit. But I did want to just kind of give you a quick update as to what's going on across the area here this afternoon. You can see the eye wall there just now reaching the coastline. The Hurricane Center has not declared a landfall yet, but that should be coming here fairly soon. Let me make sure before I speak too quickly on that. Let's see, the last update that just came out, that was about 30 minutes ago. Hurricane force winds in the northern eye wall are nearing the coast. Oil platform just offshore had winds of 74 miles per hour and a peak wind gust of 92 miles per hour. So that's actually pretty close to what the actual measured wind speeds were. Now, admittedly, that was 100 feet in the air on an oil platform. So translated down to the surface, it's probably a little bit lower. But still looking at very strong winds moving inland now. And we'll continue to move inland here as the center of circulation makes landfall. Stephanie's in Franklin, says we're good right now. That's good to hear, Stephanie. Glad Franklin is holding up. Franklin is on the, I think, more of the western side of the eye wall. There's Franklin there. You see the green box there? That is actually a flash flood warning that is currently in effect for the Franklin and Morgan City area, as we have seen quite a bit of rainfall that way. And as these rain bands, the inner eye wall moves onshore, we're going to see even more torrentially heavy rainfall. So don't be surprised for that to continue. And we are expecting, if flash flooding is not already ongoing, it will be fairly shortly. Zooming back out and putting this back into motion, you can see the eye of the storm. There's a very wide eye. It's over 40 miles in diameter, and it's not completely circular, but it has held together pretty well this afternoon, despite the ongoing wind shear across the storm. And you can see kind of on the northern edge there, just now getting onshore, that is where those hurricane force winds are. Those 90 mile per hour plus gusts are getting into Morgan City shortly. Also going to be moving into parts of Terrebonne Parish, into the Houma area, and up towards Thibodaux over the next hour or so. Once this the eye wall actually moves through, then those same areas are going to be actually going through the eye of the storm. So you'll actually see a significant decrease in the winds, if not completely calm, and you will be experiencing the eye of a hurricane, which is often eerily quiet. You'll have to let me know how that is. I've never actually experienced it for myself before. But again, the northern eye wall is now just making its way onshore. Determining exactly where the landfall point is going to be an interesting task with how wide the eye actually is. So it'll be interesting to see where the Hurricane Center actually pinpoints it once it actually does move through. It looks like it's going to be just to the east of Morgan City, between Morgan City and Houma, for that landfall point here. And again, we're probably about maybe about 30-ish minutes away from that announcement being made, just based on the radar there. Zaldiv is asking, where is the eye wall going to be? Well, kind of like we just talked about, the eye wall is going to be Morgan City to Franklin to Houma up towards Thibodaux. That's where the eye wall is going to be moving through. That's where the strongest winds are going to be. Jan says she experienced the eye during Hurricane Ike, and Arlene experienced it in Andrew. Both very intense storms. Yeah, not storms you want to find yourself in the eye of by any means. Cheryl asks, when do we think we'll feel the worst of the storms and winds in St. Mary Parish? Right now. You're looking at probably the strongest winds moving ashore as we speak and over the next couple of hours. When is the next live? Well, we're live right now. Does that count? I am going to have a presentation together for 4:30, so we'll have an update at that point. But I think by that time, the eye will be ashore by that point. So it's going to be a little bit different than we've been doing the last couple of days. Sandra asks, do you know the time of landfall? I'm estimating, based on radar right now, probably another 30 minutes or so. So I think right around 4 o'clock is probably when we're going to have a declaration of landfall. Verlene asks, is there any new tropical system forming in the Atlantic? There was a new depression, I believe, in the Atlantic. Yeah, that was actually announced yesterday afternoon. Tropical Depression 7. And that, just to, let me see if I can throw this up here real quick. I'll just show you what that consists of. There is Tropical Depression 7, way out there in the Atlantic, and just expected to remain a tropical storm well out in the Atlantic for the next 5-ish days. Hang on just a moment. I'm going to step aside. Okay, so just had a forecaster come in here just to let me know that we do have hurricane force winds now being observed at Eugene Island, which just had a report of 72 mile per hour. Or no, sorry, 72 knots, which translates to about 83 miles per hour. So that's an 83 mile per hour gust that was just received at Eugene Island. That was about 10 minutes ago. So yeah, we do have hurricane force winds now moving inland along that eye wall. Lindsay asks, are we going to get anything close to Alexandria? Nothing in terms of strong winds, maybe a few showers. That's going to be about it. Mary asks, why am I not getting video notices? I have no idea. I know you can set up notifications to get them. I'm not exactly sure how that works, though. Eric asks, will it be in Lake Charles? There's not going to be much of anything in Lake Charles. Maybe some light showers. That's going to be it. Wendy is in upstate New York. Where is it making landfall? She has friends and family there. It's making landfall. The center is making landfall just to the east of Morgan City, basically between Morgan City and Houma. Susie asks, when will New Orleans feel the most winds? Over the next few hours here. The eastern eye wall will kind of go through the western parts of New Orleans, so out towards Metairie, the West Bank, those areas. That'll be probably within the next 3 hours or so. Ron is asking about Evangeline Parish. Evangeline Parish will likely see some breezy winds as we go through the afternoon into the early evening. You're going to continue to see some light rain with some of these bands as they roll through, but you're not going to be looking at hurricane force winds. Nicholas asking about Abbeville. Abbeville going to be looking at probably strong tropical storm force winds, 50, 60 miles an hour, and continuing to see these rain bands. But you're going to be too far west to be in the actual eye wall, so I don't think you're going to experience hurricane force winds in Abbeville. Elizabeth asks, will we get hurricane force winds in Iberia? You'll probably be very close. I think you'll be getting probably 60 to 70 mile per hour gusts in New Iberia. A Saints fan, can I get a who dat? Sure, you can get a who dat. I'm a who dat. Corey asked, did it make landfall yet? Not yet, but it's getting very close, probably within the next 30 minutes. You can see actually the northern edge of the eye just now moving onshore across southern Terrebonne Parish there. Kelly asks, how long will the hurricane force winds last in the Morgan City area? Probably not too long, maybe an hour or two at most. And they're going to be beginning roughly about now or within the next few minutes, continuing for probably a couple of hours. I think it'll be out of there by about 6 p.m. Robin says there's not much wind in Morgan City right now. If not yet, it's probably coming. Again, you're kind of just on the edge of that northern eye wall right now, so look for the winds to pick up very soon.
City heads up. They're going to go to category.
Reagan's asking about Acadia Parish. Acadia Parish is going to continue to see these outer rain bands, but you're not looking at hurricane force winds in Acadia Parish. Maybe some gusts to 30, 40 miles an hour. Jake and Sherry asking about the Hackberry area. Hackberry, again, kind of actually not even looking at any rain really over that far west at the moment. So it's going to be breezy being that close to the coast, but you're definitely not looking at hurricane force winds. In fact, I think all of the tropical products for Cameron have been dropped at this point. Jim asked, should I wait till tomorrow to put my begonias back out? I think you're okay to probably do it at this point. They could use any little bit of rain they get. We're not going to get much, but maybe a little bit. I don't think it's going to be windy enough to bother them. All right, so I'm going to step aside here for the moment. I am prepping a full briefing here, so I'm going to leave this radar up for y'all to view. If you still have questions, you may talk quietly amongst yourselves in my chat room, and I will try to pop back in here and answer questions periodically. But I'm going to step aside here for a minute and work on the briefing here. few people over here saying they can't hear me. No, that's because I'm not talking. No, I'm just leaving the radar up there for you guys to see. I'm still over here, and I'm going to pop back in and out here periodically to answer questions. But I'm working on another briefing over here. Kayla's asking, what is that green box over Morgan City? That is a flash flood warning. So there's a flash flood warning that is currently in effect for the Morgan City area west to Franklin. Andy asks if a location is listed as a tropical storm warning. If it's close to the hurricane, is there a possibility for that location to become affected regardless of what the radar predicts? Well, first off, the radar doesn't predict anything. People predict. Radar just shows what's going on. Second off, if you're on the border between a tropical storm warning and a hurricane warning, it's not out of the realm of possibility you could see a couple of gusts to hurricane force. But essentially what we mean by that, or when that is the case, we expect much more tropical storm force wind gusts than we do hurricane. Shadow Gaming Review says Houston has been getting some rain. Is that leftover moisture from Francine? Yeah, it's probably on the extreme outer fringes of the influence of Francine, but you're not going to see a whole lot out of that, I don't think. Terry said we just had a big gust in Abbeville. Yep, you're probably getting, yeah, you're actually right in the middle of one of those outer bands. Mandy asking, tropical storm warnings change to hurricane warnings? Yeah, absolutely. If we think that that we're going to be looking at stronger winds in an area, we'll upgrade a tropical storm warning to a hurricane warning, yes. All right, I'm back at the bottom of my list. Stepping aside again, I'll be back. All right, just popping back in. We just got a new report out of Eugene Island of 88 miles per hour. So 88 mile per hour wind gust reported at Eugene Island just about 8-9 minutes ago. So again, we are looking at very close to the maximum winds that were being reported in Francine of 90 miles per hour now beginning to move ashore. Sarah just spoke to a friend in Berwick, and it's a little windy. Yeah, I'm sure it is. All right, popping back out again. All right, I'm still here. Just working on our update here. We should be looking at a new update from the National Hurricane Center out any time now. Not showing it here yet, but it should be up here within the next 4 minutes or so. And so yeah, in the meantime, no, I didn't go step out for a smoke break, Saints fan. I'm working on slides. This is the behind the scenes of the stuff I do before the live briefings here. Blood Rain asks, looks like more of the heavier convection is on the west side. Is that unusual? Yeah, kind of in a manner of speaking. Most of the stronger activity is actually kind of on the northern side, and the reason for that, if I zoom out here and kind of give you a broader view of the center there, you can see there the southern eye wall is completely open. There's really not any activity down on the south side of the storm, and the reason for that is it's actually pulling in some drier air. That's one of the reasons. The other reason is it's actually being sheared apart. By some pretty strong wind shear right along the coastline. We've been talking about the last couple of days how we expected that wind shear to be in place. So it's feeling the effects of that shear, especially on the southern and western side. So that's part of the reason why we're not seeing nearly as much convection on the south side there. Generally speaking, the northeast quadrant tends to see the strongest winds and the heaviest rains. And that's generally kind of what's happening here. We see most of the strongest band features on the kind of the northern side there. Shadow Gaming Review says, what would have been the factors to make Francine a Houston storm rather than a Louisiana storm? Well, it was that same kind of shear boundary that we're talking about, that stationary frontal boundary that kind of pulled it off to the northeast. You would have needed a stronger or a high pressure area that extended further into the central Gulf of Mexico to have that storm go almost due north as opposed to taking a northeasterly curve. Moralize being mesmerized by the radar. She finds it relaxing. Right, Seth, did it make landfall yet? Not yet, but you can see the northern eye is just now making it on shore. So I'm guessing the Hurricane Center is going to wait till the dead center of the eye actually gets on shore before calling it an official landfall. We'll see when they finally make that determination. All right, going to run away again for a minute. I'll be right back as soon as we have the latest update from the Hurricane Center, which should be in the next couple of minutes. Oh, we just got another report from Eugene Island. Wind gust of 99 miles per hour at 342. Patterson had a gust to 53 miles an hour. So that's pretty impressive. 99 mile per hour wind gust at Eugene Island. All right, stepping back in, and we just got the latest update from the National Hurricane Center, and now that the secret is out, I can go ahead and show you, and we can talk about it a little bit. Just prior to landfall here, the National Hurricane Center has. I'm gonna have to make this smaller again. Hang on, so you can actually see what I'm talking about. That would be nice. Huh? So the National Hurricane Center has increased the winds. This is based, I think, on aircraft reconnaissance data. So now we are looking at a Category 2 hurricane just prior to landfall with maximum sustained winds of 100 miles per hour. So this was just out from the National Hurricane Center. That does make it a low-end Category 2 hurricane, and that is almost certainly what it is going to be at landfall, which will likely occur within just the next few minutes. Philip asked, Donald, how much they paying you to get the weather wrong? More than you, probably. I don't get wrong on purpose, although it does happen. All right, going to pull that right on down here real quick. I'm going to keep working on the presentation here. Again, we are looking at landfall of Francine here sometime in the next, if I had to guess, probably 20 minutes or thereabouts. And again, now a Category 2 hurricane with maximum winds near 100 miles per hour. Now, that's not going to have any appreciable change on our expected impacts or the locations of our hurricane warnings. This is more semantics issue than anything else. We're not looking for any material changes in what is actually expected. I'm going to go ahead and stop this real quick, though. You can see in the last frame here, we do have a new flash flood warning out. This is going to be for the Homa area. So if you're in and around the Homa area, we are looking at rainfall accumulation totals beginning to pile up now. So a flash flood warning newly issued by the Weather Service office in Slidell for that area. And you can see now the northern part of the eye has now moved ashore across southern Terrebonne Parish. I think the Hurricane Center is probably going to wait until that the center part of that eye actually moves ashore before declaring a landfall. But it is now moving ashore. At least the northern part of the eye is now ashore. All right, let me go ahead and I'll throw that back into motion real quick. I'm going to step aside once again to keep working on this presentation. Enjoy the soothing sounds of a quiet radar. All right, good afternoon, everyone. We're still back here. Yeah, I had to put a little banner up there because I saw a lot of people were asking where the audio was. So I'll turn that back off here real quick. Got a few other reports here to let you know about. Again, we talked about Eugene Island had a 99-mile-per-hour wind gust about 30 minutes ago. Patterson recorded a 53-mile-per-hour wind gust. Amaretta Pass gusting to 64 knots as of about 20 minutes ago. And then we also have radar indications of rainfall rates of 3 to 5 inches per hour in the southern third of St. Mary Parish. So that's the reason we have that flash flood warning currently ongoing due to very heavy tropical rainfall. The interesting thing about tropical rainfall is that we often have a lot of, or the drops or the raindrops are actually larger in tropical storms and hurricanes than they are in a lot of other storms. So we often have a larger water content in the actual storm itself. So the drops are spaced further apart, but they actually contain more water. So the rainfall rates can sometimes be higher, and we can have a quicker flash flood event unfold. That's why we can get very high rainfall accumulations in relatively short period of time in tropical systems. Somebody pointed out here, saw a few comments back that, yeah, the eastern half of the eye wall is now starting to degrade. You can kind of see that there in real time. We still have a northern eye wall, but the eastern eye wall is starting to break apart. There was never very much on the southern side. So the storm is definitely starting to feel the effects of land masses here. As the center of circulation, the actual center of that eye looks like it's about to move ashore here, probably within the next 5 or 10 minutes. So we'll wait for the Hurricane Center to declare a landfall point here, and that should be within just the next few minutes. I'm going to go ahead and finish up this my slides here for our 4:30 briefing. Should only take me another couple of minutes, and then we'll have ourselves a complete 4:30 update here. Although not a whole heck of a lot has changed. But we will have that out here for you shortly. Okay, we actually just got a new report here from Eugene Island. Has just reported a wind gust of 105 miles per hour. So that is the highest overall wind report that we've received with Francine here so far. So quite impressive, and that's probably part of the justification for the upgrade to a Category 2 hurricane here just prior to landfall. All right, I think we're about ready to start our afternoon 4:30 briefing. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to end this stream and start a new one just for, as we call it, bean counting purposes, for statistical purposes. So this is going to end, and then we will be back momentarily with a new stream for our briefing, and I hope you can join us for that momentarily.